What is up, Packer fans? Back again. We made it to week 16. The Packers are 6-8 and heading down to Miami to face off with the Dolphins, who are 8-6 on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys have a happy New Year as well. But the Packers are not going down to Miami for vacation, even though it sounds nice this time of year. They are going down. This is a business trip. They need to win this to keep their season alive. Then they come back to home games. So if the Packers can win this is a pivotal game in their season. This is basically their whole season right here on the line in this game. In Miami, coming off a cold weather loss in Buffalo, is looking for a win as well. The Packers also coming off a cold weather win, though, against the Rams. A nice win. The offense could have probably scored 30 points easy, if not more, without some of those turnovers. But the Packers, they need to go down to Miami and get a win. Rodgers has to play Rodger-esque and be vintage Aaron Rodgers. He's got the weapons now. No more excuses for the offense. Now it'll be a nicer environment to play football in. It won't be 10 degrees like it was on Monday night. But it is a short week. Big news, though. We got news about A.J. Dillon. We all saw him going out with the injury, the concussion protocol. Thank goodness the Packers were just being overly cautious that night against the Rams. They knew that they had the lead and Aaron Jones, but Jones was shaken up too, so it would have been interesting if Jones couldn't have came back in. Patrick Taylor would have been the workhorse, but I like Taylor as well. However, Jones was able to tough it out, come back in, and A.J. Dillon cleared protocol that night, cleared protocol the next day. He is not in concussion protocol. He will play in Miami against the Dolphins on Christmas. He is good to go. But the offense right now, for me, isn't the biggest worry. Christian Watson looks like he is in form. He should have had a score last week against the Rams, but they tried to get him in the end zone. Dobbs caught all 5 of his targets. He looked really good. Very explosive, wide open pretty much the entire game. And then Randall Cobb, he played well. Always where Rodgers wants him to be or needs him to be, and makes the catch most of the time. He did have that fumble, but Zach Tom, the rookie, was able to fall on it and kind of clear that up. Allen Lazard only had 1 catch for 7 yards. I look for him to be more involved in the offense. He obviously always blocks really well. He's not a greedy guy, but he is in a career year type of thing. He needs to he's in a contract year, so he needs to keep his stats going, and he wants to have, put the best season he can together to try to get paid next year, whether it's with Green Bay, if they choose to keep him, or if he goes in the free agent market and tries to go get paid somewhere else. But for the Packers, like I said, the offense with Aaron Jones being healthy and A.J. Dillon being okay. Rodgers said the thumb feels better than it has. He didn't re-injure it on Monday night at all, so he should be good to go. The ribs are fine. Rodgers, he's probably the healthiest he's been since before the injury against the Giants in London. And for the Packers, their offensive line, Bakhtiari still probably out, but Zach Tom, the rookie, playing great on the left side. Jenkins starting to get into form a little bit more here. Josh Myers playing great in the middle. And then, John Runyan Jr. and Yash playing okay on the right side. Yash struggled a little bit against Leonard Floyd on Monday night, but he is good to go too. So this offensive line finally has played together a little bit. Zach Tom knew he's going to be the starter. That helps a lot more than just being pushed into the starting role. So for the Green Bay Packer offense, I'm excited about how they looked and, some of the potential there is, especially when it's not so cold. They're going to be able to go out and really execute well and hopefully get after that Miami defense, which has not played as well as they used to. I mean, they really were a dominant defense for a long time. A defense, that's kind of what they hung their hat on, was a strong defense. Now that's kind of dissipated a little bit. They're not as good on the back end or the front seven. So Packers should be able to move the ball on offense. The thing that I'm worried about, though, is this Miami offense themselves, the Packers defense. So can the Packers stop the number 2 offense in the NFL with Tua, with Tyreek, with Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, who they brought in from Dallas, Raheem Mostert, Sherfield, who is good, so they've got a lot of weapons. They've got a lot of guys that can fly. I mean, flat out are fast And it's a bummer Eric Stokes is injured. We could use his speed in this game. Douglas is just not as fast as, Jair is. Luckily for us, Keyshawn Nixon's really fast. Jair Alexander's really fast. Darnell Savage will probably be in the slot a lot. He is really fast as well. And, Ford is faster than we think. And hopefully we can keep some of these guys in front of us. If we let them get free like we did Justin Jefferson week 1 against the Vikings, then Tyreek Hill is going to have a career day. He already has over 1,500 yards. He's trying to get to 2,000. They will get him the ball. They're going to try to get him the ball, and the Packers just have to tackle him. Don't let him break free. Don't let him get, wide open downfield. So Tua, though, he doesn't have the crazy deep ball. He doesn't have a crazy deep ball. He mostly relies on his pinpoint accuracy and just being really efficient. Well, get the ball to the playmakers. That's what they do. Mostert, he's run the ball well this year. Tyreek has 1,529 yards. Like I said, he's going for 2,000. Raheem Mostert in the backfield, 746 yards rushing. But, in comparison, Aaron Jones has 937 yards rushing. He's going for 1,000 yards this season against the Miami Dolphins. That'll be fun to watch, see if he can get there. But for the Miami offense, they're just so explosive, and they put up points quickly. And, Tua, though, he's been hot and cold. They did play tough against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo in a blizzard, basically. So that was good to watch. But the week before that and the week before that, Tua really struggled. Against the Chargers, he was 10 of 28. That's a 35% completion percentage. If we can get Tua to play somewhat like that, get after him, force him into some bad throws, really cover and confuse these receivers, I think the Packers defense can help us win this game. The Packers offense, I think, will score points. I think it will be more of a shootout. Packers probably will score the most points they have all season. I think they could have done that against the Rams, but the turnover, Rodgers threw the pick, then Aaron Jones got stripped by Ramsey, and then we kneeled it at the 1. So we really should have had at least 31 points. But I think the Packers are going to have to keep pace with this Dolphins offense and just, really get after Tua, because he's not as mobile, as some quarterbacks are. So that's something we don't have to worry about as much. But he is super accurate, like I said. And, he was kind of in the MVP, talk before his injury, before that scary concussion injury. So for the Packers, though, it comes down to, can they execute on defense? Can they get after Tua, force him into tough throws? They forced Kenny Clark was able to force Baker into a throw. Douglas got the pick. I don't recommend him lateraling it anymore, but they were able to get the turnover, so that was big. And for the Packers, though, it just comes down to that. Can they get pressure on the quarterback? Can they do it without Rashawn Gary? I know that Preston Smith got 2 sacks. Kingsley, JJ, and Agbar, he got 1 sack again. He's got 3 on the year for the rookie. That's pretty sweet for him. And then Devontae Wyatt, him and Justin Hollins met for 1. So that's cool for the rookie, finally getting in there. On that play, he looks so explosive. He busted through the line and chased down the quarterback. It was a good play. And then who was the last guy? Quay Walker got the sack, and he forced the fumble, actually, but the Rams got it. So Packers defense, getting after it for sure, but can they do that against the Miami offense? Miami's offensive line, they got healthy now, so they do play tough. It's going to be a battle for sure. Both teams are trying to get in the playoffs. Packers have to keep their season alive. Like I said, if they win this game on Christmas, they come back home to face off against the Vikings at Lambeau and then the Lions at Lambeau. But none of that really matters if they don't win this game against the Dolphins. So it comes down to that. Can they get a victory? Keep this momentum alive. They've got 2 games in a row now against the Bears, then the bye, then the Rams. So things are looking good for Green Bay. Other things in the playoff race have fallen where they needed to. We do need some help from the Lions. We need them to lose. But the Commanders have a tough schedule coming up here. They probably will lose the games they need to. The Seahawks likely will lose the games they need to. And then the Giants, I think they'll squeak in because I think they'll win enough games. But the Packers are going to be in that final, the 7th seed race till the end. If they can get this Dolphins game, it will be a battle to the finish. So for the Packers, hopefully they can win. Rodgers, like I said, he's got to play vintage Rodgers. He's got Watson now. He's got Doubs. He's got Cobb. He's got Lazard. He's got Samari if they need him. Watkins is gone. But with that quartet of receivers, Rodgers says he thinks he's got enough firepower now. So that is exciting to hear. And then obviously the two-headed monster with Dillon and Jones in the backfield. This Packers offense should be explosive enough, and we'll see if the Packers defense can do enough to stop Tua and the Dolphins offense. Stop Tyreek, hopefully hold him under 100 yards receiving. Same thing with Waddle, can't let him beat us. And then keep Mostert, in check because he is fast. He can get downfield quickly. And so get after Tua. He is undersized. He's not very mobile. There's some things we can use there. So for Green Bay, it just comes down to executing, communication, and getting this win. So thank you guys for watching. Again, Merry Christmas. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Go Packers. Go Pack Go. Peace out. See you guys next time. Go Packers.